Hello everyone, this is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Welcome to my Sunday share. I'm going to give everybody a few more seconds. Now tonight I'm going to be using the Making Christmas Bright stamp set along with the Coordinating Christmas Bulb Builder Punch. One of my viewers actually just bought this set and she asked if I would do a video showing how to use these. So I'm going to do 3 cards tonight. Just a few reminders. During the month of December, I'm offering 20% off as a thank you to all of you for supporting me during 2018. And the hostess code is listed, I don't have it on here, is listed on my Facebook page. Now, look what just arrived about a week ago. These are brand new catalogs that are going live on January 3rd. We have the Occasions catalog and the Celebration catalog. I can't show you what's inside yet. Just to refresh your memory, or if you're brand new to Stampin' Up!, Celebration happens once a year, and it's Stampin' Up's way of saying thank you for being a customer. And for every $50 that you purchase through the Occasions and the annual catalog, you get to pick a free item from the Celebration catalog. So it's always a very exciting time of year for us. Another thing that's going to take place, if you want to join my team, either just to save 20% off on everything you buy, we're going to be throwing in this nice bag to keep all of your products in, and I have a couple of the girls on my team that bought it, and they can fit their Big Shot in here also. So if you're interested in joining my team to save 20% off on everything that you purchase through Stampin' Up, let me know and I'll send you this flyer that I have. Okay, so let's get started. Oh, one more thing. Anyone that places orders for the month of December, this is my door prize. It's the Take Your Pick tool. And this also includes all of my Paper Pumpkin customers. So your name will be entered into my drawing to win the Take Your Pick tool. Okay, so I have most of the stamps out in front of me. So I'm going to be using most of them tonight. The first card we're going to create is this one. Has the Festive Farmhouse designer paper. I've got the red rhinestone jewels, and I'm going to do a little bit of coloring. For inks, I'm using the Garden Green, Pineapple Punch, and Early Espresso. And of course we have the Christmas Bulb Builder Punch, the 2-inch circle punch, and the 2 1/4-inch circle punch. And then I have some of the Very Vanilla, I can't remember what this is called, lace trim. We're going to use that over the designer paper. So hi everyone, I can see you all coming on. Don't forget to share my video so you have a chance to win all 3 cards that we're making tonight. The card base is Early Espresso, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I'm feeling a little rusty tonight because I haven't been on for about 2 weeks. There's just been so much going on with the Christmas season. Cherry Cobbler, 5 1/4 by 4. Very Vanilla, 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. And then the Festive Farmhouse designer paper, that one measures 5 inches by 2 inches. So I'm going to start out by gluing all of my layers. So I hope you guys are all ready for Christmas. We're only a little over a week away. Now I'm going to glue the Cherry Cobbler to the Early Espresso card base. I'm using my snail adhesive. And I've been a little lax this year with my cards. I just haven't had time. So I finally got all of my Christmas cards mailed out yesterday to family and friends. Okay, now I'm going to use the String of Lights with the Early Espresso ink. And I'm just going to add a few We'll make a nice long one going this way. Just a little short one at the top. And then I'm going to cross this one over. And one more little one up here. So that's quite easy. Now I'm going to bring in some Stampin' Write markers. I've got the Pineapple Punch, Cherry Cobbler, Pacific Point, and Garden Green. And I'm just going to color those in. And I'm not really counting every third or fourth or fifth one. I'm just going wherever. And I'm actually using the brush tip, but I know some of you like to use the fine tip more. I don't seem to use the fine tip. If you have a hard time with being a little shaky when you color, then I would suggest that you do use the fine tip. So you can see that these color very nicely. And I can't remember if I mentioned at the beginning of my video, this is a customer, or yes, a customer of mine and a viewer that just bought this bundle. And she wanted a few ideas on using it. So if you guys, if there's something that that you buy that you want me to show, if I have it, I don't buy everything in the catalog. I usually buy what my local customers like. But if there's something you want me to show and I might have it, make sure you request it. Okay, let me make sure I got them all. I got one more right here. Okay, I'm going to glue this one to the card base. And you can see that I layered twice. That's something I like to do. I don't like to use just one or two colors when I'm creating my cards. I always like the pop of color. So that's why I always add, oh, wait a minute. You know what I did? I forgot to glue my, my ribbon down. I wanted to show you how I do that. So I'm going to flip this over, add more glue to the side. And I'm going to actually wrap the ribbon around about a ½ inch over. And let me cut this end. By doing it this way, you just have a nice finish on the edge. Now, let me glue this back. Make sure my card's not up. Oh, see, it was upside down. It's a good thing I checked. Have you guys ever glued cards upside down? I'm sure you have. I think we've all done that. Okay, now I'm going to bring the 2 1/4 inch circle punch with Cherry Cobbler. Now it's very vanilla. And I'm going to stamp this little wreath image. And then I'm adding 2 of the sentiments. Let me make sure I have the right one. Okay, that is the right one. So I'm using Garden Green for the first half of it. And then I'm using Pineapple Punch. So this one says, "May your Christmas be," and the word bright. So the word bright kind of goes with the Christmas lights. So it's kind of neat that those go together like that. Next, this fits perfectly in the 2 inch circle punch. And I'm going to glue that in place with Stampin' Dimensionals. So I'm actually gluing both parts, both circles with Stampin' Dimensionals. So 2 layers of dimensionals. You guys know how much I love using my dimensionals. And I can see that you guys agreed with me that yes, you do sometimes glue your cards upside down. I really hate it when my card is all done and then I go to open it and it's upside down. Okay, that's gonna go right in the center. And lastly, I have to find my red jewels. See, I'm losing stuff already. Where are my red jewels? I gotta move some stuff over. Okay, right here. I'm trying to stay organized tonight. Okay, I'm gonna add 3 of them. A cluster of 3. So I hope you guys can see those. They're really nice and shiny and shimmery. I love those. So there's card number 1. Now let me set up for card number 2. I'm gonna move some of this stuff aside. Okay. I was going to do this one last because it's my favorite. But card number 3 is going to take a little bit longer, so I thought I'd bring my favorite one in first. I'm not going to show it to you yet because it's really cute. Okay, this one, the card base is 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. I'm going to glue all my layers on first and then I'll show it to you. The element of surprise. Cherry cobbler. 5 1/4 by 4. I know you guys are going to like this one. And then again, the Farmer's Festive Farmhouse designer paper. I am on my 2nd package of this paper because I've used it so much. I haven't checked the online store today yet, so I'm hoping it's not sold out. A lot of our Christmas stuff has sold out. Now I have, did I say the measurement on this one? I don't think I did. This is 5 by 3 3/4. This next is still from the same paper pack. This one is 3 3/4 by 1 3/4. I'm going to add that right in the center, or close to. This one's kind of neat because you have the lines from the plaid that you can use to line up. Next, I've got 2 ovals. The scallop oval from the Layering Ovals dies. This one measures, let me see, about 3 1/2 inches with cherry cobbler. And then this one is very vanilla with the largest of the oval shapes from the Stitch Shapes dies. Now I'm going to cut out a couple little pieces to go with this using the Christmas Bulb Builder Punch. Going to use 2 with crumb cake cardstock. I'm going to see if you guys can guess what I'm doing. Next, I'm bringing in the sprig punch. So I got 2 of these. Two of these. I've got a little bow that I cut out with the Alpine Sports dies. Those are now sold out. And then a little tiny snowflake from the Blizzards die. And my last piece is a little strip I'm going to use for the sentiment. So let me go ahead and stamp that. And the inks I'm using on this card are Mossy Meadow and Cherry Cobbler. So any guesses yet with seeing this and this? Now this one says Making Spirits Bright with the Cherry Cobbler ink. And I'm going to start assembling this and maybe you'll be able to guess by then. Now I am flipping one of the sprig punches over so they're opposite to each other. I'm just adding a little bit of glue. Oh, Gail guessed it. Yes, I am making 2 little reindeer. Gail got it right. If somebody guessed before Gail, it's already gone by, so I missed it. So there's my 2 little reindeer. I'm going to bring in the red rhinestones. Now I can show you the card. I won't tease you any longer. So there's my card. So So I'm going to use the little red rhinestones for the nose. See, they're cute already, and I'm not even done putting them together. Now, what I did for the eyes is you can see that they're black. I used the black blends marker, and I colored some of the pearl jewels. And that's what I'm using for the eyes. I did go ahead and color them ahead of time. I'll show you how easy they are to color. I just wanted to make sure they were dry enough so I wouldn't, whoops. That one stuck to my finger. So all I did was use the brush tip, and I just went around and round the pearl. See how easy that is? And then you just let it dry a little bit, and you can color these any color you need for your cards. It's kind of neat. Okay, now I want to make sure these aren't stuck to my paper. And I'm gluing these down with Stampin' Dimensionals. You can use the larger ones. They fit perfectly on there. So aren't these cute? I've seen these on Pinterest a few times. I'm not sure who started this. I would love to give credit to whoever came up with this idea. Now, I wanted to make a male and a female, so I added the bow for the female and then the little snowflake for the male. So let's add the snowflake on that one. Now, out of all of the dies with the Alpine Sports, this is the one I use the most. This little bow. I have used this so much. Okay, so you now have a little male and a female reindeer. And then I'm going to cut the little banner shape. And I'm also going to glue that down with Stampin' Dimensionals. And I'm actually going to use this strip off on the side, because you know we don't throw anything away, us stampers. So that strip fits perfectly. I'm going to glue that right there. And then with the Mossy Meadow, I'm going to add, oops, I just got that all over my thumb. Just going to add a star. Let's see, I don't have room to put one there, so I'll put one more down here. Now we're going to glue the Cherry Cobbler scallop oval. And I'm going to glue it a little higher than center. And then dimensionals again. So Donna, you're asking what is the snowflake supposed to be? It's just, I wish I could take it off to show you. I didn't want to leave the square portion of the bulb. It looks funny. So I wanted to add something there to cover that up. So instead of adding two bows, I added a snowflake just to make it more masculine. Okay, now I'm going to glue this over the Cherry Cobbler oval. And then my last step, I'm going to add one more of the red rhinestones right in the center of the snowflake. So there's card number 2. So aren't these adorable? I just love these little reindeer. Like I said, I'd love to know who came up with these to give them credit, but I've seen it quite a bit around and I don't know who started it. So now let me set up for card number 3. I am going to have to use the Big Shot on this one. Now this one, I'm using the bulbs, and I did use Clear Wink of Stella. I hope you can see how glittery and shiny that is. This is called a latch card because I'm going to create these 2 circles. They're glued to one side of the card, and then the sentiment is glued to the other side of the card. This is a gatefold card, and then they latch together, so that's why it's called a latch card. Okay, this is Night of Navy, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 2 1/8 inch on both ends. So I'm going to fold that. And then I've got the Granny Apple Green, because I love the combination of these 2 colors together. These measure 5 1/4 by 2 inches. So I'm going to glue those in place. Whoops. It's easier actually if I open these to see where I'm gluing, because these are really, really close to the edge. Okay, there's one. Now, a little tip when you're doing one of these, because the window is open in the center, we actually have to trim all 3 layers. And when I did all 3 layers at once, I had to put it through quite a few times. So I'm going to do 2 layers with you tonight, then glue this in place and cut it a second time. I think it's a lot easier that way. So here are the first 2 layers. Now I'm just going to cut out everything else I need, so I'll be prepared. I am using silver foil for the little top portion of the light bulb. So I need 3 of those. And look how small this scrap piece is. That's why I always keep my little scraps, because sometimes you have little punch shapes like this that don't take very much. And then these were from when I cut out the circles, I kept them to do my little light bulbs. So I need 3 of those. Night of Navy, Granny Apple, and Gray Granite. Okay, so that's those 3 parts. Make sure you keep an eye on those so you know where they are in case I lose them. Now the sentiment reads, "Friends make the season shine," with Night of Navy ink. And then I'm going to show you a little trick on how I did the little shape. I'm using the Everyday Label Punch, but my cardstock is a little not as wide as what the punch is. So what I did is insert it from the inside, and then make sure your 2 ends are equal. And there you have a nice new shape. Same thing on this end. Sometimes it takes a few tries to get it in there. Okay, so that's how I did that. Now I'm going to bring the Big Shot in, and we're going to cut out some circles. I'm using the 2 largest circles from the Stitch Shapes dies, and then 1 circle from the Layering Circles dies. And this one is 1 7/8 inches. So let me move all of this stuff over so we can cut with the Big Shot. This is Granny Apple Green. And see what I did here? This is a new die coming on January 3rd. This is a masculine set. That's all I'm going to tell you. Okay, I lost one of my circles. Here it is. Now, the easiest way to do this is to cut out the smaller circle first. And of course, we're going to save this for another project. Next, I'm using the second to largest. So see how easy it is to line this up. I'm going to add washi tape. And I always run my dies through twice just to make sure that they cut properly. Okay, so this is our first ring. Now we're going to do the larger one with the Night of Navy. And let me see. Again, I'm starting out with a smaller circle. Save this for another project. And now we're going to center using the hole again. So I've now got my 2 rings. And then all we're going to do is glue these on top of each other like that. Now I'm going to bring the card in. And the little trick to this because if you cut this like this right now, you're going to go I'm going to do the same thing on this one. And by doing the 1/8 of an inch more that way, I'm just allowing for when I glue my rings in place to make sure that none of the, wait a minute, did that move on me? Yep, it did. Everything I checked, that did move on me. I think it's still not right. You guys should see me. I have my head like over my camera when I try to do this standing up. Let me tape it on the inside. Okay, so now we have our little hole cut. But we have one more step. Now I need to glue my 2 designer paper layers. So let me move the Big Shot just for a minute. Oh, I just goofed. You guys get to see me No, I can't use that side. I did the glue on the wrong side. So you guys get to see me use my magic eraser again. And I do wish Stampin' Up! Still sold this, because I know a lot of you guys were mesmerized when I used it last time. Because I added the tape on the wrong side, this actually just peels it right off. And you can get these at any of the craft stores. So this is my blooper for tonight. I'm almost done. Okay, now let's try this again. So this is layer number 3. And I forgot to give you the measurement on that one. This one is 5 inches by 1 7/8. I still got a little bit of glue right here. Oh, Nancy's saying she likes it when I make mistakes because I can show you guys how to fix them. I get that a lot. Okay. Now I'm bringing the Big Shot back in. So now you can see where I need to cut. This will fit right in that groove. And I should be able to just go once on this because the paper is so thin. Nope, it didn't work. Let me try it again. See, I'm doing this backwards to how I did it the first time, and I was hoping this was going to work better. I think it will. Yes, there it is. So see how that cut perfectly? Now let's do number 2. And you can kind of feel where the grooves are when you're putting this in. There we go. So you can see why I kept this one for last. It takes a little bit longer because we had some die cutting. So now we've got our 2 half circles. I'm going to bring in the 2 rings and glue them together. I'm using the liquid glue. So there's my ring. Now remember that we're only gluing to 1/2 of the side, and the sentiment is going on the opposite side. So I'm just going to add glue to the left side. So this would be a special card that you would make for somebody you really like, because it's got a little bit more work to it. Now this sentiment's going to go right there, but glued on the right. Make sure it's nice and straight. So that's it for the front. Now we're going to open it up and do the inside. We've got Whisper White, 5 1/4 by 4. And you have to make sure you decorate through the hole so that the latch part of your card works properly. So now what I did on this one, I did this through the hole, but I have the sentiment on the inside. So let me go ahead and do that. Let me go ahead and wipe my sentiment. And that's using the Night of Navy ink. Now before I do all that, I'm going to glue my little light bulbs. They all have the little topper that we need to glue with just a little dot. And the bulbs I actually glued in place with the mini dimensionals. I really like the silver foil on top along with the clear Wink of Stella. It looks fabulous together. Now, where is my Wink of Stella? So I'm going to color all 3 of these. Sometimes I do 2 or 3 coats of this stuff, but right now I'm just going to do the 1 so I can finish up the card. And let me see. I'm going to put these on here so you guys can, I hope you can see the shimmer and shine is so pretty. So now I'm going to flip them over. Okay, so here's where I'm going to actually close the card. And I'm going to position these in the closed position. So there's one. So don't forget to share my video, you guys. I'm going to draw a name tomorrow morning for all 3 of these cards. I'm going to show all 3 of them again in case you missed it, in case you came in late. Okay, so there's my 3 little light bulbs. My last step, where's my chamois? I'm going to add some stars with the Night of Navy ink, and I also did that in the closed position so that they can peek out. Except for the last one, I did open the card and put that one a little higher. So there's card number 3. So you can see they're exactly the same. Let me bring in the other 2 cards. There's the little reindeer. And then the first one that I did with, whoops, let me close this one properly. First one I did with the string of lights. So there's my Sunday share. And again, this was using the Making Christmas Bright and the Christmas Ball Builder Punch. So I can see a lot of hearts going on. You guys really liked my projects. I'm so glad you joined me tonight. And I don't have my calendar in front of me. Of course, next week, it's busy with Christmas. So I don't think I'm on again until after Christmas. But you'll see a reminder on my page anyway. And I did make some changes in my times from some of my classes, and I posted those earlier about an hour ago. So you guys will need to go check my Facebook page. Make sure you click on going so you'll be notified when I go live again. So thanks so much for joining me tonight, everyone, and Merry Christmas if I don't come live again before Christmas. And I'll see you after the holidays. Good night.